man, we really were not expecting a third game after that game. I just want to say,
I wasn't expecting a third game after the Hypno fell. Like, they just pushed a little bit too far. Like, you literally said just send it, because we thought that was the only hope GAM had of getting back into the game.
Yeah, the mental strength of these guys, like against so many odds here. Kiaya and Levi trying to provide as much continuity, so much roster upheaval in the regular season. The fact that they're competing here is remarkable. I have to say, so much credit to GAM. It is still. I'm just having a really hard time figuring out who's favored from this point, because like the Hextech Soul is never going away. The range is still very high, but the Senate is so far behind in comparison to EasyLove Zeri that if there's just the right engage from Nautilus, I think GAM just sets it to game 3.
I think I agree with you. Tinnos has the Weaver's Wall to look to separate the play. Maybe you just start the Elder, Weaver's Wall, keep them away. Levi would decoy, flash in, try and get the steal. Kiaya on the front line, Robo looking for him. Seismic shot, dodge the charm. Onto Robo, look at the damage Devour used. Dredge line in, Robo has to dash away. The Jolly Shadow coming out as well, the Invisible Voyage way. But it's another charm as Levi finds the back line. Beautiful engage from GAM, who refused to go down without a fight. Cross on the back line, Dredge lines away, and it's only Urgot. Tinnos still alive alongside Cross and managed to escape. It's a life fight another day, but GAM finds 4 and 3 and only lose 1.
And that's actually probably one of the best engages Levi has had this game, considering the starter from the 5v5. But ultimately, it's the Zeri. 8,000 team fight damage, completely online. Guardian Angel completed. You're not going to be buying any more big items in this one. Elder Drake makes this an uncontestable Baron. And now it's just about, it's a test, like, can they actually close it out? We know this team is not an extremely well-coordinated team. They still don't have any minion waves. Like, even though they had the Elder buff and the Baron buff, like, while they were doing that Baron, they kind of had to drop everything, like, forget about the rest of their life, and now they're coming back and like, ah, crap, all this stuff needs to be done. Unless they're, Loud needs to try and get something like sneak around the side or something to kill these
wave,
minions,
but you can't. Like, Emo's sitting on top of that wave to make sure it can't push. The Weaver's Wall will separate it. 45 seconds, next wave on its way though. They're gonna have at least 20 seconds with a wave in the base. And this Elder Drake still up.
Last wave, no Weaver's Wall this time to try and shut it down. They do have all their ultimates, but this is GAM. This is GAM trying to send it to game 3.
Back against the wall, all hope centered. Levi dashes in, the Cyclone Tinnos. The first target, Tinnos with the stopwatch, lightning crash on the back line as reported already. Robo is down. Bottom of him is Tinnos, and that's it. GAM find it out of nowhere, out of nothing. GAM breathe life back into the BCS and they even out the series.
Wow, what a game by GAM. Completely pushed with their backs against the wall. They just sent it in that bot lane fight. They had a deep TP ward that they went on. They finally get the fight for Kiaya to pop off on the Urgot.
We're back here at the desk. MSI 2024 as GAM strikes back. And guys, we have a series that is not something I would have expected, especially after the way game 1 went. Yeah.
I got a question. What time is it?
It's GAM time! It's GAM time!
Oh my god, I can't believe that we were counting them out. We were basically, I was like, all right, start building up, end of day. And then they just came back in the most monstrous way possible.
They did, but I do feel like Loud helped them get there, in a way. I feel like they've been playing carelessly. I don't want to take anything away from GAM. Of course, they keep on fighting and have been doing it the right way, but it is these careless fights, Emily, that Loud keeps on taking that almost cost them the game here.
Yeah, and this was the game-changing fight for me, right? They did not ward the flank. Kiaya, who had already gotten ahead off of, you know, a few mistakes in the top lane, is able to come in. His Urgot is already massive. The Zeri is already in a good position as well. And they're able to clean up this fight. She gets the shutdown there, which further accelerates her. And she, like, EasyLove and Kiaya just become so difficult to deal with. This comp does not really have a ton of answers for the Zeri outside of like the Cassante lockdown. Like when you go against the Zeri, you want really, really hard CC on her, right? Like a Nautilus, like a Vi, something like that. they don't have a lot of those answers, and then they kept choosing to fight when they should not have.
Yeah, and something that I noticed just like browsing Twitter, and Treats had noticed it and mentioned it, like the fact that GAM still has, shushes his mouth, I love that from TK, but like GAM still had actually objective bounties, even when they were even in gold, because of the fact that I guess four of the Drakes had gone towards the other side, and so it was pretty insane. And the presence of mind from Kiaya to find that TP flank, and then on the next fight, the flank that came in from Levi's Wukong, GAM, if they get their fights, they're damn good at team fighting. It's just the process of getting there that has been hard.
And it's been through a lot of smart ways to fight, a lot of flanks, a lot of ways to go around Loud composition, because when you look at Loud composition, you have to rely on a specific member and a specific setup to make fights happen in a minute.
Yeah, they really had to rely on Tinons, and here we see Kiaya's Urgot. We were wondering why are they going on red side? Well, this is the answer. It was so they could get Kiaya the Urgot, and he absolutely popped off. Again, some of it was from some laning mistakes from Robo early on.
Yeah.
Getting ulted. It was it Eden ulted under turret, I think.
He forgot.
That was not great, but here, Kiaya Urgot. I love it. Kill participation at 1,400%. Kill participation overall 68.1. We talked about what does it take for this GAM team, who is going to step up. I thought Levi had a great game as well, and he was finding a ton of flanks to get into the Loud backline. But it really, really started with Kiaya, with the Urgot that they saved for R5 counterpick.
I think this is one of the few times in the history of best of threes where the 6 bans stay exactly the same the whole series. Because no one has switched sides, no one has switched bans, and this is the first tweak we have from Game 2 to Game 3. Tinons does not prioritize the Taliyah, instead prioritizes the Azir that he won with in Game 1.
Does Emo stick on the Ahri? I wonder if we'll see a Wukong ban instead of a Nocturne ban as a possibility in second phase.
Yeah.
With Levi's Wukong, but also his Nocturne's very good.
I mean, his Nocturne's
a similar threat.
His Nocturne's legendary. That's, that was his rise to prominence.
Okay. Okay, Emo played it 3 times in the regular season. 100% win rate.
Hasn't lost with it in
playoffs, for BCS. He only subbed in for the team coming into playoffs.
So, I don't love it, actually.
But it's an assassin.
It is an assassin.
Therefore, we must love it.
Yes.
You can love it and then explain why it's bad.
Yes.
Agreed?
Yeah.
I love this Akali pick. It's so good, chat. I'm so excited. However, I can see it struggling at times. Tell me why.
So Senatom Kench, very hard to assassinate against. Secondly, I feel like just watching the first 2 games of the series, GAM does not play side lanes well at all. And you pick Akali, like the only way Akali works in pro is if your side lanes are really good. Because you need to be able to have flank angles in team fights. As Twisted Fate, it's great. So let's see how Kiaya can play this early laning phase. Loud has gone back to a conservative team composition. GAM, I think, has low front line, high engage, high execution. If they make it through, it'll be worth it.
Yeah, it really will. I will say, I think the low damage from Loud is exacerbated by the fact that this route on Senna hasn't been filling me with so much confidence through these fights. Like, only 2 items last game. There is a strategy where you switch the Tahm Kench to having the support item mid-game, and then the Senna sells it so she can start farming. You can even farm a little bit even with the support item. So
ở MSI lần này, chắc chắn các đội đã có những sự chuẩn bị kỹ càng để tạo ra hỗn loạn. Đánh khủng, đánh điên là sở trường của tụi mình.